outside, but we haven't been able to run the lines now, and I think we may be broadcasting.
Oh, good.
That took a long time, hey?
There were other priorities to attend to than the radio station.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Elf Centered. My name is Gavin.
I'm Beatrice.
I'm Gary.
And, well, man, oh man, it has been a month. Usually we come on here when we say that and we're talking about building toys, but there hasn't been a lot of toys building. I guess for those of you who maybe are living outside the North Pole radius who get this broadcast on shortwave radio, we should to update a little bit of what happened. That we had a major earthquake about a month ago.
You can say that again.
We had a major earthquake about a month ago. And, Beatrice, that's not funny.
Sorry.
It's serious.
She's laughing. She's laughing because she had earthquake insurance. Nobody else did. I don't know where she got that idea from.
Yeah, that was a smart idea, Beatrice.
Thank
Buy
you.
a house getting earthquake insurance.
Mm-hmm.
The Ferris wheel, which we have found out, not structurally sound.
Well,
No.
Really, is anyone surprised?
No, I guess not.
Let's go ask our mayor about that. Oh, wait, we can't because he flew away in a helicopter.
Right, he's in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I got a postcard from him.
You got a postcard from the mayor?
Yeah, he was asking for some diamonds back.
Yeah, I bet he needs them to fund what he's going to become the mayor of the Bahamas.
Ugh.
Something like that.
So the Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel, not structurally sound.
Not
during the
structurally,
earthquake.
and it was amazing because that thing flew off like a BMX bike's front wheel coming, like if the hub was untied, loosened up, and the guy was going down a hill, and he says, I wonder if I tighten that wheel up, and then he going down the hill, and he says, I'm going to check, and he pulls a wheelie, and the wheel goes flying down the hill. His forks on the bike hit the pavement. He goes end over end, and that wheel hit that pipeline like a freight train.
Yeah, it ruptured the pipeline. Luckily, I will say it was a little bit lucky that the pipeline kind of stopped, because who knows how far that wheel would have gone.
Right.
Just rolling along if not for the pipeline.
It could have wiped out the entire village.
Yeah.
Certainly.
But unfortunately, it hit the pipeline, and the pipeline spewed whatever.
Also, might I add, not structurally sound.
Not structurally sound. We have
No,
not found out.
when you could get a suntan from walking by it, there's something up with that.
Yeah. So, and whatever was pumping inside of there spread all throughout town. This is not news to people who live in the North Pole.
No.
But again, and this is for anybody outside. It went into the penguin pond. It went all the way down to the ocean. Whatever this sludge is,
Made the polar bears real mad.
yeah, the polar bears were not happy at all. If I would say there's a silver lining to this, which there isn't, but if there was, I have not seen this community come together so much, really ever.
Right.
We come together every year to build toys and spread joy throughout the world, but just as a community, we've really come together.
No,
Right.
that has been really, that has been really tremendous.
Right, and all the volunteerism. Like, Beatrice and I, we have to go to we're volunteering some more cleanup and food delivery services after the broadcast.
Yeah.
Today.
And speaking of food, and I have to say this, for all of the, disparaging things we've said about Hortense and her cooking, she has been, her stove has, I don't think it has been turned off once in a month. She has been cooking night and day.
Yeah. Yeah,
to feed this village.
I don't know about you guys, but she is definitely high on my list of people to vote for Elf of the Year.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I
For
think
sure.
so.
Yeah.
Because she's doing a lot of great work, and thank goodness that stove survived. After the years of all the food she's cooked inside, kind of encased it in this protective shell.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's what I heard.
That had nothing could kind of penetrate that, and that's why the oven is fine. And very grateful for Hortense and her food.
Me too. I didn't think I'd ever say that.
Yeah, I know. And boy, yeah, and all the extra FaceTime that Santa and Mrs. Claus have been doing, taking, because I know like the wheels continue to turn around here. We got, this is one small part of the globe, and we got a job to do. And the fact that Santa and Mrs. Claus have been showing up and being real encouraging, and that's been amazing too.
And this is, I think, another amazing thing that I never thought I would see necessarily in my lifetime is, as we all know, Santa is he uses a little bit of magic to go up and down the chimneys and stuff like that. And he's been using a little bit of that magic to help us try and make that Christmas deadline. I don't know, because if you also don't know, 3/4 of the toy workshop was destroyed in a fire that started after the earthquake. Apparently, Mr. Barrow had a lit candle on his desk.
Yeah, because he was doing those math puzzles late in the night.
And it tipped over and found some oily rags and started a fire. But Santa has been using his magic to help get that workshop rebuilt and getting the toy production starting again. And, we are kind of close to, with this being November, tomorrow's November and everything, we are close to where I don't have to necessarily read lips anymore, as much, just because it's pretty well by November, whether or not you're a good boy or girl it's kind of already been sorted out. So I have just volunteered to wherever I can in the workshop to help out.
And my duties are limited too, because I'm the flea and tick defleer of the reindeer, and I've been trying new things, and things have been, so that they're taken care of for now. But you have to. It's a weekly kind of deal, or daily actually, to just kind of make sure you keep up on it.
Yeah.
But
and Beatrice, I've heard that you, because of all this sludge that went through town, your shoe sales are through the roof.
Oh man! Gotta be.
Yeah. Well, protective shoes.
Yeah, all the galoshes you've probably sold. Mm-hmm. Those,
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even hardly keep up with the orders. It's been tremendous. But I mean, that has been really important, because people can't just walk out there with their regular
their felt bell tipped regular elf shoes.
They were just sort of melting away as soon as they touched that sludge.
Right.
So we needed to hightail it into quick gear and get everybody's
shoe size
and get those orders in. Whew.
Well, you've done an amazing job.
Thank
As
you.
I said, this is all the community coming together.
Mm-hmm.
The community coming together to help each other in this time. And again, I don't want to say there was a silver lining to this, because it's a pretty the one thing I will be forever thankful for is that no one was hurt.
Yeah.
Like, no, we all made it through.
Right.
We're so lucky. And not only was no one hurt or, heaven forbid, killed in this horrific accident and major earthquake, we even gained a person in that we found Crispin, who has been missing.
Amazing.
Crispin, who...
That's the Christmas miracle. Right there.
Really, it is. Crispin, who we all thought perhaps something... Oh, hey, it's noon.
I got it. I'll be late.
Okay. I love that horn. It's good. It makes me smile that things are returning a little bit to normal.
Yeah. The noon horn.
The noon horn.
Yeah.
And...
Well, yeah, because Crispin, the remarkable thing is, I don't know if Beatrice knew about this, but Crispin was found on the side of, it was in the eave of one of the huts, and he had been frozen.
Yeah, encased in ice and snow.
What?
Yeah, him and his penguins.
Yeah, he's still not talking yet, but he's so we don't know exactly what was going on, exactly at what time. But there was a huge sleet storm, and he must have just
right around the time when he went missing.
Right.
Wow. And all this time we thought something nefarious had happened to Crispin.
Yep.
Right. And then so what else? They find him.
The sludge, the toxic whatever that stuff is in the pipeline, melted all that, and then all of a sudden he's sitting there with his penguins, and it's sort of like Captain America. He was frozen in ice, and he is perfectly okay. Like it preserved him.
He was thawed out.
Yeah, and his penguins are okay.
Wow, that is astonishing.
I want to see what, I wonder what he dreamed about when he was can you imagine? It's like a year and a half he has been frozen there.
Well, once things settle down and we get back onto a more regular schedule, I'd love to have him in.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Talk to him about it.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be amazing.
I mean, that's the story. I think that's the second story of the year. The story of the year is going to be the earthquake and this big mess, but the second story of the year is going to be Crispin frozen in,
Right. I mean, it's common knowledge, but that elves can be frozen and thawed. I mean, we've all heard about it as when we were growing up.
But I never thought I'd experience. Yeah, I thought I'd never experienced that.
I mean, frankly, I would think, when my mom would tell me about that, after a while, I was like, oh, who can possibly believe that?
Yeah, it was. I always thought it was just something to get us in, before nightfall, because you could be frozen.
Right. Be careful that the sleep monster will get you, and he'll freeze you in your tracks.
Yeah.
We certainly hope that you out there are finding a way. There's been a lot of damage to the mushroom huts. There's been a lot of damage to the downtown area. And that is, slowly but surely being rebuilt over the month. We're certainly grateful. We are going to set up an elf trading post so that if you desperately need something and someone else has it, you can call in, and it'll be broadcast on. Now that the radio station is back up, you can call in and offer things up, or if you need something, you can make a request for it, and people can help you out. And of course, today's Halloween, but the Halloween spirit is not really. We can dress up as a Ferris wheel and terrify the children.
That would be terrifying.
But
I've seen a few people dressed up as Mayor Thompson.
That is a scary.
Yeah, considering.
Yeah.
The villain of the year.
My goodness, I wonder if Krampus is on that, because
he's got to be. He's got to be.
He's got to be. I'd be surprised if he isn't in his basket right now.
Remember when Krampus was here and he said he kind of smelled some sort of evil or something? I wonder if that's Mayor Thompson.
Mayor Thompson.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't the mayor at that time. But that guy's...
Yeah, it might have been something coming, Right. I don't know.
I mean, he could have been just Mr. Thompson before he was the mayor.
Yeah.
You could smell that.
There's no... The big event for November is November 2nd, just 2 days away, is the special, what do they call it, the interim reassignment, because we all need to be reassigned to help pick up the slack with the toys.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So on November 2nd, make sure you check your stockings, because you'll have a new toy assignment, because we are about a month behind on making these toys, and being only a month away tomorrow, a month and 25 days away from the big day, we got to get these toys done.
Yeah, they've told us, it's not going to be like chimney sweep, fritter flipper. No, these are all toy related.
You may be back on yo-yos or doll's eyes. I may be helping with the bears.
Right.
Thank goodness, I have to say, thank goodness that whole fidget spinner craze died out, and we don't have to spend time making those anymore. Because we were making those, the elves were making those, but then they were losing so much time because they were just playing with the silly things.
Right.
So luckily, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and there wasn't a lot of time to fidget this last month, that's for sure.
Well, we hope that you are out there, you are safe. We're going to wrap things up. The forecast is snow, more snow, and snow. And the good news is there's snow around the pipeline again, because the pipeline is not being used anymore.
Good.
And it's slowly being buried by snow.
Good.
And I can't wait for the day that we can dismantle that and get rid of it. Because it is a blight on us all. But that'll wrap up this episode of Elf-Centered. My name is Gavin.
I'm Beatrice.
I'm Gary.
And stay safe out there, everybody.
So are they going to announce an interim mayor?
I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good question. Well,
Santa has kind of taken over all duties.
Yeah, and Barrow has too.
Yeah.
He's taken over the administrative stuff, which is...
If you ask me... This episode of Elf-Centered was completely improvised by Jayne Entwistle, Chris Sheets, and Grant Baciocco. Now that Crispin has been found, the Elves' investigation into his disappearance has come to an end. But this month, you can hear a snippet of one of the other shows on the North Pole radio station by downloading the free Saturday Morning Media app for iOS and Android and clicking on the button that says Bonus in the entry for this episode. For more information, visit SaturdayMorningMedia.com/app. Elf-Centered is a production of Saturday Morning Media and made possible by the Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons who've gone to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up a monthly donation for as little as $1 a month. Huge thanks to Shay Stewart, Merle Lafferty, Jeff Peterson, Dale Gadania, Stephen Staver, Jackie Climo, Melissa Crawford, Dave Slusher of the Evil Genius Chronicles, Mike Coughlin, Dorothy Baciocco, John D., Kathy Crawford, Brian Greer, Carrie Whitney, Chuck Tomasi from the Technorama podcast, Chris Foster, Stephen Ing, Clinton of ComedyForecast.com, Vicky DeVries, Mike Wabshall, Twitter user Butzingear, a.k.a. Wildcat, Eve Cunning, Mike Hamilton, Gaston Moreno, Reed Loveland, Ivan Asquith, Vanessa Whitney, Janine Lee, Peggy Etra, Kristen Hogan of Squid Friends, David Akers, Zoe Palladino, Ellen Multari, Christopher Harris, Rachel Jackson of Vox Fabuli Puppets, Carolyn Weisner, John Petty, Rachel Hansen, Andrew, Darcy Prevost, Fernando Torres, and Ron McAdams. If you'd like to support this show and the other fun content from Saturday Morning Media, become a patron. Head on over to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up your monthly donation today. You can also tell a friend about the show or leave the show a review on iTunes. And while you're over there in the iTunes Apple Podcast directory, be sure to click that subscribe button. That way you'll get new episodes the moment they are released. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time right here on Elf-Centered. Elf-Centered is copyright 2017 Saturday Morning Media, Grant Baciocco executive producer, all rights reserved. www.SaturdayMorningMedia.com.
You've been listening to Saturday Morning Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.